Canada is through the preliminary round at the Under-18 World Hockey Championships, a perfect 4-0 record sitting atop Group A. To break it all down with us, we have our junior hockey analyst, Sam Cosentino. Certainly expected that Canada would top this group, but what have you made of their game so far?
It's been an all-around performance in pretty much every facet, Jesse. When you look at the goals for and against, 28-5, both of those are tournament best to this point. Their power play is tops at about 42%. You look at the penalty kill, that's ranked second in the tournament. And Canada is the only team of the 8 to advance that won each of their 4 preliminary round games in regulation. So it's been dominant to this point, and I would expect that sort of success to continue with the depth of the group that Canada has.
Yeah, there's depth and there's top-end talent on this team. It is stacked. I mean, there's multiple exceptional status players on this team that really says it all. That's Shane Wright and Connor Bedard. They stole the headlines coming into the tournament. Have they lived up to the hype so far?
Well, no question. I mean, Shane Wright was named captain for Team Canada. He had a hat trick in his first game after not having played a game in more than 400 days. And then for precautionary reasons was kept out of the next 2 games where Mason McTavish took over the captaincy. Comes back and in the game, the final round robin game, is able to pick up 2 more goals. And so you're looking at the guy who's played 2 games and scored 5 goals. On the flip side, Connor Bedard starts out for Canada on its number 1 power play unit. He's at a point per game with 1 goal and 3 assists so far. A really dynamic playmaker. If there's one thing I can say about Connor, it looks like with the 4 games and 5 nights through the preliminary round, starting to fatigue. So I think the day off is really going to serve him well. But man, is he ever dynamic. An excellent puck handler, a really good vision, a guy who shoots the puck with a lot of gusto for a small guy. So both of those players have really lived up to the billing so far for Canada, and I would expect them to play an important piece for Canada moving into the quarters and beyond.
Those kids are just so impressive. When they're on the ice, your eye is just drawn to them. So it's easy to sort of overlook anyone who shares the ice or anyone else in this tournament, not those 2. So is there a player anywhere else in this tournament that has stood out?
You know, it's been pretty awesome. And obviously, you know, if you're able to look at any of the games, just how many scouts are there, because this is the true one event where you get best on best in a live viewing scenario, which scouts really haven't had much of, if any, all season long. So when you look at the group of players that were projected to be high round picks coming in, Sasha Pasajov from the U.S., he's been fantastic. Fedor Svechkov of Russia, he's been excellent. Nikita Chibrikov, also really, really good. You look at Samu Tuomola of the Finns, he's been fantastic. And so the list moves on and on. But what's been really impressive is the young guys we've already talked about with Canada. Well, there's some young guys throughout the rest of the tournament that have performed really well. Matvei Michkov is a guy who was an internet sensation coming in for Russia, a 16-year-old player. He's a late birthday, so not draft eligible to the same year as Connor Bedard, so that should be a fun storyline to watch. But through the preliminary round games, this guy has 9 goals. The tournament record is 14, most recently set by Cole Caulfield, who we saw score his first NHL goal a couple of years ago for the U.S. And some guy by the name of Alexander Ovechkin also had 14 goals going back in time. So if you look at Russia and their ability to have a deep run here, the way Michkov has put up goals, a 4-goal performance, a 3-goal performance in their final preliminary round game, it's pretty cool to think that we're seeing history being made for such a young player who has an opportunity to match or even better a long-standing tournament record that dates back to Alexander Ovechkin and, of course, Cole Caulfield, which we already talked about.
Well, we've got historical records potentially being broken. We've got internet superstars thrilling us, exceptional players. Sam, it's just really fun to be watching junior hockey again. I'm sure you agree.
Oh man, no, it's been unbelievable. I'm trying to consume as much of it as possible. Of course, you'd like to be there live to take it in. That opportunity wasn't available, so you get the next best thing and try and break it down on video. But it's been fun watching Canada's run, and it's been fun watching the entire tournament. There's been a lot of unexpected things that have come to fruition here. So looking forward to watching the rest of it for sure.
Sam, it's good to see a smile on your face after we've had to report on so many cancellations this season. So I love seeing it. Thanks for your insight, as always.
All right. Thanks, Jesse. Take care.